Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my live. I'm your host D Hearn. Got a new lens. Got a new lens for my camera. Wanted to check it out, so I figured I might as well just jump on here and do this show that I had already ready for Monday. The only reason why I didn't go live because I had a lot of things going on. I'm an IT director, so part of that is training and teaching. So I was teaching kindergartners how to use computers. So you have to make your class assessments for that week, and you have to make sure that you're teaching at a level that they can learn. And I also had to do training for our staff, teaching them different things about computers. So that took a lot of my time. I had this show ready. I might as well jump on here now, test out my new lens. What you think? Does it look good or no? So anyway, while you guys look at this camera, let me let you know one thing that happened over the past week. You may not have known, but New G, we actually dropped our latest record called Breakthrough the Exodus. I know some of you probably heard it, some of you probably not. But as usual, I'm always at a mixed feelings about it. I'm happy to be part of bringing you good gospel music. It's kind of funny. People call us traditional now. Back in the day, we used to be contemporary, but now we call traditional or whatever. And I'm always met with mixed feelings. On Monday, I will go into detail because Monday will be on our regular time. But I'll go into detail why I feel like that, because there's a host of things that I want to discuss about this record. Some things that went through when we did it. I left a lot of it out because I did do a documentary that I'm going to work on. I'm going to put it out. I actually taped some of the rehearsals, some of the things that we did to make this thing happen for you. Backstage, how we go about rehearsing the last day before, you will see an insight of how we put this thing together. I just need time to put this thing together. I got all the files and everything, but those of you who actually do videography, it takes time to put all the files together. So that documentary will be dropping sometime soon. I'll let you know. I also have another surprise for you coming Monday. I think you're going to want to see this surprise. And it's something I said I wouldn't do, but I ended up doing. You'll find out on Monday, and you may hear me play a little bit on Monday. I'm going to actually show you some stuff. It's going to be crazy Monday. But anyway, we're going to get on with the show because we got some things to talk about today. I want to talk to the men. But before we get to the men, as usual, I want you to like and subscribe. Make sure you share this with your friends. Make sure you go ahead and share it right now so people can jump on board, because I do got some things to say to the men. Ladies, you have the night off until I ask some questions. It's going to be fun. We're not going to be here long like they say in church, they're lying, but I'm really, really not planning to be before you very long. I had this new lens and I was like, I want to try it out. I might as well jump on the live. And here we are. So anyway, before we get started on the men, let's go here. Can I get an amen? Now, because we're going to go talk to the men later, people been sending me a lot of content with this. I didn't think this was going to be as popular as it ended up being. I mean, I'm getting flooded. And next Monday is going to be one. It's going to be slightly different. We're going to dissect something that was a little bit troubling for me. And so I hope you guys are ready for that. But anyway, the first contestant, listen, I know we get in church and we shout and we like to praise God, but every now and then you may see something that'll just blow your mind. And when I saw this, I've never seen anything like this before, but let's go. Now, I've seen quite a few things in church. I've seen people running. I've seen people falling on the ground, rolling. I've seen people purging. I've seen people do some of everything in church. But never have I ever seen anyone ever do a flip like that. I've never seen it. Now, maybe you have, but I have never seen it. I mean, Leave a comment. Have you ever seen anything like this? Because when I saw it, the first thing I thought was,
help me.
I was ready to just, I couldn't believe what was happening. I mean, if I saw that in church, I probably would be really, really flabbergasted. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. Maybe you could leave something in the comment section and tell me if you've ever seen anything that's wild. Leave your comment, the wildest thing you ever seen in church during shout music. You could do that at any time, and I'll read it and post it, okay? The next one, I remember Tevin Campbell challenge or whatever. And I knew people was going to take it to the next level. I knew it was going to happen. When I started seeing it, I said, oh, this must be a new challenge that everybody's doing. So when I saw this,
let us all stand.
Can we talk
For a minute,
Lord? I want to know your plan. Can we talk for a minute? Lord, I want to know your plan.
so when you guys saw this, am I wrong? I mean, am I wrong? I think this is a little bit too much for church because he was like, we want to know your name. If you've been in church your whole life and you don't know the name of Jesus, then something is wrong because at that name, oh, Shondo, I need to get some shop music on here. But when I saw that, I was like, why are we doing this? Some things, just leave it for the internet, just leave it for the fun. In my personal opinion, I don't think I would have done this in church. I mean, leave your comments below. I don't think I would have done this. Had I been playing at that church, I'd be like, I'm not going to play this. This is crazy. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But obviously they wanted to do it. And I'm sure the members of the church, yeah, I did, Harold. I'm sure the members of the church would probably be like, oh God, yeah, we doing this. Or they were smiling and got a kick out of it. And I'm not ready to destroy anyone for doing it. It's just for me, it was just a little bit much. Just for me, okay? Now, the next one. One problem that I have with us Pentecostals, especially, we are so enamored with the esoteric. We don't believe we had church unless we seen something miraculous happen. If nobody's flying from the chandeliers, if we don't see spirits floating around like Ghostbusters, we feel like there was no move of God in the church. I'm kind of bothered by that because I'm really from the school of thought that we're just coming to fellowship, sing praises to God, get some teaching, and really I'm big on the fellowship, which is something that's missing now. Everybody's there for this hyper individualism where we're here to get what we need from God on our own. But with the esoteric, now we got people swinging jackets. We got people fanning you. We got people flicking their wrists. We got people just doing some of everything. And then you see this.
Every prayer a powerful weapon, strongholds come tumbling down and down and down and down. Listen, lady, you don't come for the power. Now leave left it. We wanna see. We wanna see. Yeah. We wanna see Jesus lifted high.
Blood of Jesus.
If you wasn't watching, you just can't make this stuff up, y'all. You just can't make this stuff up. You just absolutely cannot make this stuff up with that. Now, let's watch that again while I get myself together.
Every prayer a powerful weapon, strongholds come tumbling down and down and down and down. Listen, lady, you don't come for the power. Now leave left it. We wanna see. We wanna see. Yeah. We wanna see Jesus lifted high.
Okay, let's throw out a question here. Do you think his breath was kicking? Because why would she get so upset and start punching? I mean, was his breath stinking or was he? I mean, I'm just saying. Because when I saw it, I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what is this? I mean, why would you start fighting? And the other lady was just like, okay, I'm here. And he came back, hey, you can smell my breath and you got to follow, you got to flinch back. I mean, what was going on? I mean, this is the stuff that goes on in church. And I just never really understood. Now, even though this is not the United States, we've seen this happen here too, where somebody wants to pray for somebody or does something and they don't fall or they don't get the reaction that they think. Now, all of a sudden, you're not in the spirit. I don't understand what just happened there. It was a fight in the middle of a church. So leave in the comment section. What happened? Do you think his breath was stinky? Or do you think she had a reason, or was it a demon manifesting? Which we will be covering Monday. That what I saw, I just didn't have time because we got to keep going. I don't know. Now, this last one, this was disturbing to me. I know we're joking about the flipping and everything else. This one right here was very disturbing.
The Bible says support suffering. L'important de voir si tu es prêt pour le ministère is to test to know whether you're ready for the ministry. He's not dead. He is not dead. Yes. You are my everything. You are my splendor. Till the day you are. Jesus, I am your own. You are my everything. You are my splendor. Till the day you will come. Jesus, I am your own. I am your own. I am your own. Till the day you will come. Jesus, I am your own. I am your own. I am your own. I am your own. Till the day you will come. Jesus, I am your own. I won't take you away from my passion. I won't take you away from my life. Jesus, Jesus, you are my life.
I don't know, y'all. That was a little bit too much for me. That was crazy. It was disturbing. The fact that you thought it would be okay to hit women like that. There were women in there laying on top of the men towards the front of the pulpit. I can't believe what I just saw. When this was sent to me, I was like, whoa, I have to talk about this. This was crazy. At what point? I know that's not here. We don't know. I don't know where that was from. Somebody can, tell me in the comment section. But that's not too far-fetched. Why would you say that? Wasn't there a preacher in Detroit that laid on men, laid on top of them? This is not out of the ordinary. I mean, this is extreme, but a man laying on my hind parts is extreme too in the church. I mean, that was crazy, y'all. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, at what point is enough enough? Nowhere in the Bible did it tell you to whip on anyone like they were your children. Now, had that been my wife, it would have been some furniture moving up in that church. I guarantee you. I believe so too, Quincy. I believe so too. I believe it was in Africa. But I don't care if it was across the street. Had that been my wife, there would have been some consequences and repercussions. You don't hit on me. You don't hit on my wife. You don't do stuff like that. That was, at what point? I mean, like I said, we already on 11. I think by summertime, we probably going to be somewhere on 30, which is bad. Which is bad because every week is somebody doing something. Every week we can find something. Even if we went back, oh my God, we would probably be at 157 million or something like that because it happens every week. And what happens is in church, we just kind of sweep it under the rug. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But it's going to get worse and worse. These preachers going to say, I got more for Monday. Right. No wife would want to be involved in that, but you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Aria. I don't know. I don't know because I've seen many people get involved in these churches, and you can say, well, he's the pastor. He know he's hearing from God. And they will, I mean, think about it. It has happened. You got Jim Jones, you got David Koresh, you got on and on and on and on. I mean, so it's not out of the ordinary that these people would actually do something like that and accept that kind of punishment because they believe, like the one preacher that said he had special milk, but it came from his penis. Yeah, that's special milk, all right. That milk can make babies. That is special. I mean, at what point is it enough? When I see stuff like this and the stuff you send me, and trust me, I got your inboxes, I'm going to get to them. But I mean, how many times is this going to happen? And I guarantee you Sunday is going to be something. Sunday is going to be something. I would be shocked if Sunday came around and it was nothing that happened in nobody's church where no preacher did anything wild or said anything off. Because this is what we allow. Like I said last time, this is what we allow. And this will continue. But we're having fun with it. And we're laughing and saying whatever, but at some point we got to say, okay, that's enough. We not. Who is this? Hey, Daniel, I'm Monday. I'm going. I'm doing it Monday. Don't spoil the surprise though, Daniel. Don't spoil the surprise. I'm doing it Monday. But I haven't forgot about you, brother. I hope all is well with you. I'm going to contact you when I get off here. I'm going to inbox you. I got a couple of questions. So, yeah, but that's crazy, y'all. Preachers going wild. They're going wild. But on top of preachers going wild, I can always count on somebody to lighten up my day. I can always count on this person to lighten up my day. I promise you. The doofus of the week is somebody I really can find gems. And the thing is, I always have something different for doofus of the week. But this always just comes up. The post. What is the most embarrassing thing to happen to you during sex? This is a safe place. This is dumb. It's dumb because at what point is the internet a safe place to put out your personal sexual business? For one, if you are a lady, you're going to be deemed to be nasty and dirty, and no man of worth is going to want to deal with you if you put something disgusting on the internet. And then number two, if you are a man and you doing it, which you shouldn't be doing, and no one should be doing it, everybody's going to look at you like you worthless or you dumb or you incapable of being satisfying your woman in bed. When I saw this, it wasn't Derek Jackson that was the doofus. It was the women that was commenting. I mean, some of the, go look at this page. If you are friends with Derek Jackson, go to the page and look those comments. And I posted, I said, are you women actually in here leaving this stuff? Because when I saw that, the first thing that came to my mind was something that y'all always say that I say.
She belongs to the streets.
There is no way you should be posting that in that group. There is no way. And it was some church women in there posting said, well, I'm saved now, but back in the day, I was doing this. And I was like, even Jesus know. At what point? We need to stop doing that on Facebook. Facebook and social media is not for everything. And so when I saw this, I was like, this is dumb. The fact that you guys are participating, now I say this over and over again, we don't care what you think. Ladies, putting your personal business, sexual conquests on the internet is not a good move. It's not a wise move, but for some reason, these people don't listen. And that's not the only dumb thing that I saw. It was almost like a host of good dumb things. This person almost made it. Now, we do know in church, there is an issue with homosexuality. We know that. We know that. It's the other thing that gets swept under the rug at church. But what I saw, we're going to break this thing apart real quick. Because people, when they become emotional, like some men become emotional, you tend to say things that are not true because you are emotional. So when I saw this, I was freaking, and we're going to deal with it right now.
What exactly do y'all stand for? What are your goals and objectives?
You know what? It seems pretty bold to ask something like that, seeing as how the only thing on most straight black men's resume is audacity. Y'all are literally the least qualified out of anybody in this country to lead somebody, but y'all always want to be in the front. But you know what? It's a special place in hell for a bitch like you that causes division amongst the entire community of people. Out of every subsection of the black community, y'all are the least educated and the most incarcerated. Please tell me what qualifies you besides the dick between your legs to lead somebody into anything.
Let's stop there real quick. According to several reports, gay men are the most educated. That is true. But they're not going into jobs like STEM. They don't do the hard labor jobs. They don't do science, technology, engineering. They don't do that, or mathematics. They go into desk jobs, social working, and all that stuff. Those jobs don't really pay the most. So when I went and researched this, I found out that gay men actually don't make more than heterosexual men at all. Not on average. They do not, especially in our communities. They do not. They are much educated, yes, but they're not going into the jobs that pay the most money. So he was wrong on that regard. Let's go.
Y'all always want people to breathe life into y'all, but at this point, it's just pure necromancy because we have no more life to give. Y'all suck the life out of every fucking thing. I mean, let's call a thing a thing. Y'all want to be white men so fucking bad. Y'all see white men at the heads of their household, and y'all can't even get a household to be the head of. Asking women questions like, what do they bring to the table when you don't even own your table? You rent it.
Okay. Last I checked, when you are paying a mortgage, you are, in fact, renting to own, right? Am I wrong in saying that? You don't own the house until you made that last payment, because up until you make that last payment, they can come and get your house, right? So if somebody is renting, which over half of Americans are, there is nothing wrong with renting, number one. Number two, most men of worth don't say, most men of purpose, most men with purpose, we don't ask what a woman brings to the table. That's not what we ask. The real question you should ask always is, what qualifications of a wife do you possess? That has nothing to do with what you bring to the table, because we've already built the table. What qualifications for a wife do you have? So, let's keep going, because he gonna make me lose my mind.
Hell, that's even if you do rent it because it's probably in your mama name. I mean, if we could call the thing a thing, y'all are the common denominator out of every issue that we have in the black community. Y'all are literally the root cause. Blame black women for fatherless behavior, but then fail to realize that the father is the person that you're not blaming. Y'all blame men for being gay and say, yo, you grew up without a father. Do you see how you just pointed back to the issue? Y'all blame women for having too many kids as if they made them kids by themselves. You keep pointing back to the issue.
Let's stop. First of all, when it comes to creating children, last I checked, it take two people, right? And like I covered last week, the man made one or two decisions. He made the decision to sleep with a woman unprotected. And then he turned around and made the decision to say, I don't want to be a father right now. Those are two decisions. The lady also made decisions to have unprotected sex. It's just as much her as it is him. She also decided that she wanted to have the child because she chose not to take the plan B. So that's two choices. It's three choices now. Then she chose not to give the baby up for adoption. That's four chances, and we don't even count the abortion. So when you say it's really our fault, really, we're all equal. We would accept you saying it's equal, but everything has to always be on the man when it comes to this stuff. No, we're not the common denominator. The common denominator is the person that decided to bring this baby into the world. That's the common denominator. Or we can say it's equal. He's speaking from a place of emotionalism, and it's not really making sense. We need to stop doing that. Ladies, stop doing that. It's not just the man. We have two forms of contraceptives that's the most known. That's vasectomy and condoms. But y'all got 30. Stop just putting it on us. It's not just us. Let's go.
Y'all be wanting people to hold y'all down, but at the same time, if they too good at it, then they too independent. Then you want to say, oh yeah, like you don't need me. They kind of don't. Maybe what y'all should start considering is that maybe our community is meant to be matriarchal. But y'all just can't accept it because it doesn't fit into what the white man has told you to believe. You're trying to do everything that the white man does, but you're just trying to do it in black. It's literally the same shit. I mean, y'all are the most homophobic, the most misogynistic, the most...
All right, that's enough. Listen, for the record, up past 1960s, maybe late 70s, our community has been pretty much matriarchal. It has been. Women has been running it. The men were forced, well, not forced out, but women just decided that we didn't need you. Feminism had something to do with that as well. So when you say, well, women, maybe we should be a matriarchal society. Okay, we are. And now look at us. Are we better off or no? Are we better off? Be honest. Are we better off now than we were in before the 60s? Are we better off? Before the 60s, we were married at 80%. Over 80% of our couples got married, right? Now, today, only 1 in 4 Black women would be married. Only 1 in 4. So are we better off with women leading us, our community, just taking his word that we should not be in the picture, men? I don't, that's one of the things that I don't like. Like those of you who know me personally, you know I always say I'm down for the rights of homosexuals, the LGBTQ XYZ over the square root of 4 plus or minus the square root of 3b. I'm with them getting their rights. But it just seems like lately, they've been trying to push a lot of. I'm starting to wonder, a few people who leave lives, they say they have an agenda. I used to say no, but it seems like right now, when is enough going to be enough? I don't think Black heterosexual men, well, some of them are, but I don't believe they're inherently homophobic. I don't. I just don't think they agree. And I think that's where we're running into, where men who don't agree, now all of a sudden you're saying you're homophobic just because we don't agree. I support you getting your rights, but I don't agree with the lifestyle, because I believe when God made men, he made us to be with women. That's what I believe. That don't mean that I'm saying it's so that you're a homophobe, you're going to burn in hell. I don't subscribe to that either. That's just not where I'm at. But it just seems like you're saying now, it just seems like anytime somebody questions you, anytime somebody says something about you, now we hear. This is a men topic because we don't want to deal with homosexuality. And hearing him talk, I've heard this numerous times where homosexual men throw these stats out. That's not true. That is not true. When women started to say we welfare, the government can take care of us, they started not getting married. Or men, they say we don't need men. How many times men, let's talk to the men. How many times have you heard these women say, I don't need a man. We don't need a man. We don't need you. He just said they don't need us. Meanwhile, if you were raising, how in the world can you say on one hand, you don't need a man to raise my son, but when the son goes bad, because most of the time they do, now you saying it's you the common denominator. You can't have it both ways. I actually did some research on this. And hey, Nicola, what I found in Chicago, because I was ready to debate somebody, he was scared. He didn't want to debate me. That's fine. But I found some information that was very interesting. In Chicago, in the areas where there's the highest crime, right? They also have there are the areas with the highest single moms. I wouldn't say that they have any correlation, but I found that very interesting. That in the areas where there's single moms, there's the most poverty and the highest crime rates in our communities. Is that not weird to you? I'm not saying there's a correlation between the two. I'm just saying that's interesting. Go look at the research. Go look at the west side of Chicago. Go look at Inglewood. Go look at all these places where there are high violent crimes, and you will see that those are the areas where there's the most single parents, single mothers. Because 97%, at least in Indiana, 97% of the children are given to the mother. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Is that not interesting? I just want to touch on that real fast. We can dive into that really, really deep pause, super pause. I got to do it just for that part right there. Thank you. We're going to do that pause. But yeah, we're going to really dig into that one on Monday. But I'm going to pull those stats out so y'all can see I'm not capping. There's no cap here. All right. Now, someone sent me something that I thought was interesting. And I want to ask you guys what you think about this, because we've been seeing this post around and we've been seeing this topic. But man, what do you think about this? What do you think? The subject is women proposing. And this post was talking about a woman that proposed to a man. And they ended up getting married. The man was brought to tears. And they ended up getting married and being, quote unquote, happily ever after that. Which brings me to this question for both men and women. Are you okay with women proposing to men? Are you okay with that? Is this something that you would like to see more? Or is this something you say, nah, that ain't it? If you say yes, just say yes if you agree that women, it's okay with women proposing. Say no if you're not with it. And I'll give you a second and then I'll give my assessment on it. Should women propose to men? Because remember, I gave the statistic that only 1 in 4 black women will be married. That's true. That's 120% true. That means 75% of all black women will not get married. That's 3 in 4. So if this is a statistic, maybe because you're waiting on a man to propose to you, I don't know. But are you okay with it? Yes or no? No, nah. Okay, I see the women saying no. I don't know if Key, I don't know you if this is a nickname. Antoine says no. Okay, that's a man. He says no. Now, tell me in the comment section real quick, you don't have to type a dissertation or anything, but I want to know what is your reason why you don't think it's okay for a man to be proposed to by a woman? Let me know real quick and then I'll post it. Give me a short reason. Give me a short reason. A real quick reason. Anyone, and I'll take the first one, then I'll give my assessment. What is the reason why you feel that men should not be proposed to? The man is the head. Okay. I can kind of understand that. Okay. That was a good answer. If he's the head of the household, then he should, definitely propose. The whole getting on the knee thing, where do you think that comes from? Do you think they did that historically, or you just think that just happened over time? You think that just developed a new kind of sensation? Well, if we're going to go biblical, most of those marriages were arranged, especially in the Old Testament. Women didn't have a choice. There was no proposal. The father said, hey, you go marry this dude so our family could be, so our families could combine and we can make money or whatever. Women didn't really have a right back then, especially in the Old Testament. New Testament, they started to, but even then they were still treated like a piece of meat. Anything could go with a woman. They really didn't have much rights back then. So personally, do I think it's okay for a woman to propose? I personally don't like it because I'm more of a traditionalist. So I would rather me propose. I'm the man, like someone said, I'm the man, I'm supposed to lead. So part of being a leader is to step up and say, hey, I want you to be my wife. Now, having said that, here's the problem. The woman that you want to be your wife, she has to possess those capabilities to even be a wife. So you're asking her for your hand in marriage because you believe she can add to the happiness of your life, right? My problem is with the new age women, with the modern women, is a lot of them, they have a sense of entitlement. They think because they are a woman that, hey, you should want to marry me regardless, and I'll learn on the job. So when you get on that knee, you better make sure that this woman is everything you need to complete your life, because really for me, there's only one way out of marriage, and that, to death do us part. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get married to get divorced. That's just not me. We're gonna fight through this thing forever. But I don't want to marry somebody that want to learn on the job or whatever, because most of the time with men, we can't learn on the job. How you look learning on the job? Would they marry you? Think about for 1 second. Would they marry you if you didn't have everything ready? You didn't have a job, you didn't have a house, you didn't have nothing. No, they wouldn't. So you just need to be careful with that. I think a man should propose, but having said that, women, if you know that biological clock is ticking, or whatever, hey, if you got on your knee and proposed, that's you. I wouldn't excoriate you for it. I just know I wouldn't do it. That's just my thing. Y'all can tell me what you think. Because sometimes when you're dealing in a 1 in 4, that you probably would be desperate, be like, would you marry me? Because really, honestly, think about it. How many men have been asked by a woman, well, when we gonna get married? When we gonna take it to the next step? She's not getting on her knees proposing to you, but she is bringing it up. The only thing is missing is you getting on your knee. I'm just being honest right here. Now, this is not what I think. I told you what I think. But I'm saying, if a woman get in your car, when we going to start talking about marriage? I don't want to just be with you and be with you. Now, she's brought up the whole conversation. I mean, the only thing she hasn't done is got on her knees and asked you to marry her, especially if she gives you an ultimatum, which is something else. But since we are talking to the men, let me bring up a couple of things. Let's talk to the men. Men, let's come in. Come in closer, men. Let's talk. One thing the pandemic should have showed us is, I believe, this is just my personal belief, I believe that men should be able to groom themselves. There were a lot of men that were struggling during the pandemic because they couldn't cut their own hair. I believe a man should own, this is called a trimmer. I believe a man should own a trimmer to do their own lining, to learn how to do their own lining, do their mustache or whatever. Now, I didn't expect you to be 360 Jeezy or Chris Bossio or any other YouTube barber. But this thing right here, you could just do a little grooming. I believe men, we could do better on our grooming. Self-grooming is important because you never know when we're going to be down again. Just learn how to do your own grooming so you don't have to pay as much for barbers. You can never be as good as your barber, but you can do something. Trim around your mustache, trim around your beard, do anything. Try to practice on your lining or whatever. Now, this is the best trimmer. This is called a Gold FX. This is the best trimmer you can buy, right? This is kind of expensive. This is called a clipper. This is a cordless master, right? You can use this to at least trim your hair down so you won't look like a werewolf on drugs. You can do something with this, men. This is something you can use. Most women appreciate men that can do their own trimming. They do. I actually get compliments on my hair when I do it. They say, oh, you did a really good job or whatever. And you can learn how to, I don't expect you to do crystal clean fades or whatever. But I believe every man should know how to do that. I believe that every man should know how to do it. I believe this is something that could save you a whole lot of money. And when the pandemic hit, some of us was looking really rough. I didn't, because I know how to cut hair. But I'm saying you should learn how to trim your own hair. That's one thing. And men, here's the thing. And I want the ladies to chime in on this. Ladies, the ladies that are watching and ladies that will watch it later, wouldn't you, a man that comes to you and he's presenting himself to you, especially when you go on a date, right? You show up, he gets out the car or he goes to your door and says, I'm here, gives you the flower or whatever. I wouldn't say I'm here, that's kind of ghetto, but you know what I mean. Hi, oh, you look magnificent, wow. And he shows up, but he has a t-shirt on or a regular shirt on, some blue jeans and some Jordans. I mean, as long as they clean, y'all say, okay, well, let's go. But if he shows up and you going somewhere nice, or if he shows up and he looks like this, you already know he about his business. Men, in my experience, women love men in suits. They love men in suits. You cannot go wrong wearing a suit, man. Tell me if I'm lying, ladies. There's no cap here.
Stop the cap.
There's no cap. Women like men in suits. Men in suits, it just does something to them. Yes, some women do like you in Jordans, but I'm being honest, some women in their 30s, they ain't trying to, how long we gonna wear Jordans? I like gym shoes. I got 2 closets full of gym shoes, but at the end of the day, I will rock a suit, and I get more compliments on my suits than I ever will on my shoes. They be like, man, you got a shoe to match everything. But when I wear my suits, that's a whole nother level. They love suits, men. Get you at least, I say every man should have at least one black suit. At least one. I say 2 maybe, but at least one. And that's the funny thing with me. When musicians come in, I don't got a black suit. Then that means you ain't never really played a gig worth nothing. Because most of the gigs that are worth anything, not all of them, but most of the gigs, especially in gospel music, I'm only dealing in gospel music. I'm not dealing with all the others because they wear whatever. I mean, if they wear clothes sometimes. But I'm talking about in gospel music. That means you haven't done the higher end things. Because all of the gospel gigs I've done, most of them require a suit every now and then, including your Sunday ones. That suits, listen, the ladies love the suits, guys. They love the suits. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get all compliments, but another thing I get compliment is my colognes. Anybody who knows me, when I walk up in the building, and I work with all ladies, I'm the only man in that building, except for the maintenance men who come later. Pause. I'm the only man. And when I walk in that building, every day they smell me. Oh, you smell good. What's that? Oh, you smell good. What's that? Oh, you smell good. What's that? Because I like to smell good. I like to smell good. It makes no sense. You get all dressed up and you don't smell good, right? Smell good is important too. Women like men who smell good. Even if it's soap and water, which seems to elude some of us. I don't know what I'm gonna switch this around. Ladies, I'm gonna fault you for that. Because if you stop letting dusties and scallies roll up in you smelling like weed, smoke, and skunk soot, you would probably do better. I mean, y'all allow it sometimes. I mean, you allow this dusty dude, this dusty scally, to be jumping up and down. And you say, this is my man. And I'm looking at him, and he looked like, I don't know, pigpen, flies flying around him praising God. I mean, at what point is it, no, they need to smell good. You need to look the part. You look the part. Men with purpose look the part. We wear suits. We smell good. We do the little things. I don't expect y'all to be models out here, but good Lord, you cannot wear gym shoes and jeans everywhere you go in life. People with real money, they don't wear that. Not to no meeting, they don't. They don't wear that. Yeah, I said pig pen. I did say pig pen. So I want y'all to understand that. So when it's not often I'm wild in church when preachers get up and say, they little closing messages. I'm usually trying to pack up my base and leave. But last week, it was a prophet that came to our church. And most of the time, prophets, they selling you books, videos, and all of that other stuff. And sometimes hope. They sell that too. This prophet didn't. But one thing he said he had cologne. And y'all, now I just said I have colognes. If I was to show you my list of colognes, you'd be like, dude, you might be obsessed. No, I just like cologne. I like smelling good. I like, and it can get expensive. And I've learned that just because it's expensive don't mean it's really good. But I just like cologne. So he said, I have a cologne. And when I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is his cologne. It's called M. Omari. I put the website on there. I like this cologne. It has a clean smell. It has a very, very, very clean smell, but it's different. It's exotic. It has an exotic kind of fragrance. It's an exotic fragrance. It smells like nothing I've never smelled before, but I like it. Now, understand that this is not, yeah, he sold this. And I didn't think when he said cologne, I said, okay, I'll try it. Let's see what it smells like. But bro, I liked it. I mean, it's nothing you wear every day. It's definitely a after 7 or a night fragrance. You wear that with a suit when you're going out at night. It's definitely it's a night fragrance. But I like it. It has a very, very clean but exotic kind of smell to it. I think you should check it out. I'll post it again. This is a very, very good cologne. And he's not selling it for $1 million. And this is a Black-owned business. I think you guys should support him. Support him. I mean, and tell him Derek sent you. But it's a really, really good fragrance. I think men should have cologne. I have my Creed. I was going to show that. But I don't really like Creed. I know some of y'all going to be like, Tom Ford to me is better than Creed. But that's just my opinion. Now, I got Creed. Don't get me wrong. I got Creed. But Tom Ford gets more likes from ladies. The ladies like when I wear Tom Ford, they like that better than they like Creed. Now, ladies watching it, tell me what's your favorite cologne that you like your man to wear, or a fragrance that you like any man that you date to wear. What's your favorite cologne? Men, you can post too. Tell me your favorite cologne real quick. Post it. Post your favorite cologne and then we'll move. I just want to see a couple. My favorite cologne, and I know y'all gonna laugh, I just said it's Tom Ford. I like Tom Ford. That's my favorite. It's just so expensive, but I like it. Okay. I like that one too. And I definitely like Jimmy Choo. I got that in there as well. But if for some reason, Jimmy Choo, I get some compliments. I get compliments every day, don't get me wrong, but I get more compliments on certain ones than the others. Let's see, Versace. Okay, Tayana got expensive taste. Versace. Okay, let me see what other ones. I never heard of that. Ari, I never heard of that. I might need to look that up. I've heard of this one. That's pretty good. Since. Oh, yes. This one right here. Thank you, Keith. This one right here. Listen, but if you don't plan on making babies, if you don't plan on making babies, do not wear this one. This scent of peace, bond 9, number 9, men. If you wear this one, you are guaranteed to do something bad. And you're going to go to church. The pastor going to look at you. The pastor going to look at you.
I ain't hearing no amens, but I ain't wanting any.
I'm just saying.
Boy, here we go.
That's going to be the problem. That's a problem, y'all. That one is a problem. Let me see what's the other one. Chrome. Chrome is good. Chrome is good. I haven't worn that one in a while, but it's good. This one is good. Dolce. That one's good. The only thing I don't like about Dolce & Gabbana, I think that's what you're talking about, it doesn't last that long. I like my scents to last. When I walk out the room, I want you to smell me 4-5 weeks out this mug. When I walk in, I want them to be like, whoa, dude, you smell amazing. I don't like colognes that the second I put it on, maybe 2 hours later, I got to do a refreshing. I do like that about Creed. I like that about, what's the other one? The one that makes, Dior. I like Dior's. They last a long time. And what is your everyday? It's one that people like when you go to the basketball court and the dude, why are you wearing cologne on the basketball court, first of all? But it's one that I think it's Polo. It smells like Polo. Oh, yes, I got that too. Monty Black is okay. They got a new fragrance that's pretty good. It's still it's a late, it's a dinner one or a night one. You don't wear that in the morning, but it's a very good cologne. I got it in there. It's pretty good. Legend. Is that Legend? You sure that's not Invictus? You sure that's not Invictus, Neil? But I'm glad to see the fellas with these colognes because believe it or not, I don't want these ladies to think, well, none of those are scallies, but I don't want them to think that we just out here smelling like rust. You know what I'm saying? We don't smell like midnight rust. We don't smell like soot. We don't smell like, a beverage that somebody threw up after a late night with a stripper. We don't do that. We wear good cologne over here. This person wears good cologne. I'm going to walk by you. You could be like, well, god dog, dude. And I take pleasure in that. And I'm sure most men that wear suits. So you got a man that's rocking a suit, that's wearing colognes that smell good. Ladies, men, you cannot lose. Now, after let me move this out the way. Oh, well, Frederick, the bad part about it is this should go without saying when I'm speaking to grown men. Washing your body should be the first thing you should do. Washing your body. Now, we ain't gonna get into the soap. Some men like gel, some men like bars, some men like both. Depending on where I'm at, like if I'm going to AIM, I may take 3-4 showers a day, because I want to smell good. You're around all these people. You don't want to smell like musty onions and gyros. You don't want to do that. Women, oh yes, I like Coach too. Coach is really good. That's a sweet. Now, I tend to veer towards the clean smelling ones or the woody smelling ones, but I do like the sweeter smelling ones too. Coach is one of those. What's the other one? Oh God, I'll be forgetting these names of cologne and I got them all. Yves Saint Laurent. They make definitely a lot of sweet smelling colognes. But the only thing I don't like about Bath and Body Works, it just seems like that stuff don't last long. Like, I could come out the shower after using that soap and be smelling good, and before I even get to my living room, I'm already smelling like a regular person. There's just nothing there. Bath and Body Works just doesn't do that for me. But anyway, these are the things that men need to talk about. We need to talk about these things. I know men, we used to have men's ministry at church. where we talk about this, not smelling like sweaty balls. We don't need to smell like that either. Don't come in church smelling like that anymore. That should be the slogan for 2022. Whatever you do, like the dew in the morning, whatever you do, don't smell like that. Don't smell like that. But anyway, men, let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. It's a subject that listen, I don't know if you men saw this, but Kevin Samuels got in trouble last week. He said something really, really wild. Let's watch this.
And understand, when I mean dates, I mean nighttime dates. Ladies, if you don't want sex to be on the table, then don't go out after dark. If you go out after 5 p.m. with a man, sex should be on the menu. If you want to keep it strictly platonic, date between the hours of 12 and 3.
Now, let me ask you, do you agree with that assessment? Ladies, if you go out on a date with a man, and men, if a woman comes out on a date with you after 5, are you expecting sex? I know any man with purpose don't. It's not like, don't get me wrong, we like sex just like the next person. But I think that's kind of far-fetched to tell a woman that sex should be on the menu if she goes out to dinner with you after 5. I mean, I don't get off work until 5:30. I don't get home until 6. So, I mean, I may not want, maybe I'll just want to have a good time. See, I'm the kind of person, I like company. I will watch a movie, sitcoms. I will chill. I don't need to do that. That's not necessarily on the menu. I like company. I like conversation. So I don't believe, and most men with purpose we like sex. We like it, but it's not on to-do list. It's not on our to-do list. I don't agree with Kevin. Most of the time, he's pretty accurate on what he says about men. But even the men that I congregate with, and even the men that I have congregated with, none of them have ever said if they go out after 5, they want sex. Now, we all know freaks come out at night, but we talking about night. We talking like 12, 1, 2. That's when now you're leaving the house at 12, 1, 2, then sex is on the menu. You come in, or if I'm leaving at 12, then sex is definitely on the menu. In fact, sex is the appetizer, it's the main course, it's the dessert, it's the side dishes, it's the salad, it's the rolls, it's the wine, it's the whole thing. If I'm leaving the house at 12, I ain't thinking about going and pray. We ain't finna have no tarrying service at 12 o'clock, but we talking about 5. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you thinking about sex, then that's somebody that has issue. Now, mind you, what I didn't like, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's a panda alert. It's a panda alert coming because this person actually responded to Kevin Samuels.
Somebody sent me a video, and it was a gentleman telling women that if they don't want to sleep with a man, not to go on a date after 5 p.m. I'm all for personal responsibility. So what I'm finally realizing is what women have been telling me all along. Is how about we stop telling women to have these crazy restrictions, and we start telling men to be more responsible, to grow up, and to mature. How about we tell men that just because you take a woman on a date at 7 p.m., it doesn't mean she owes you her body. We got to do better. We got to keep growing.
Okay. He could have said all of that without saying we got to control ourselves. Ain't nobody raping no woman. We have good control. Most men with purpose have good control. If we have sex, it's because we want it to. It ain't like we just out here just flisking around. It ain't like we out here doing that. So for him to take a shot at men and say, baby, men need to control themselves. What? No men that I know actually subscribe to that. We don't subscribe to saying, oh, if you come out to eat with me at 5 o'clock, sex should be on the menu. No, man, what do you mean? Maybe we should teach men how to control themselves. That's some BS. And I don't like when men do that. They always take the route to go at men. Instead of just saying, okay, let's deal directly with the issue. Is this actually true? that men want sex after 5. No, that's not true. I don't know no man that wants sex when they go out to dinner with a woman. If you go to see Spider-Man, how I'm looking at Spider-Man, yeah, I got some other webs for you. I mean, how does that even look? It makes no sense to me. Maybe it's just me. Ladies, tell me if I'm wrong. But fellas, tell me if I'm wrong. When you go out to eat with a woman and you go out to eat with a girl that you are trying to date or understand where she is in life or if she's a good fit for you, do you think, oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock, it's time to hit? Do you think that or no? I don't believe you do. Because if you do, this is not the platform for you. Because I don't think that that's cool. But I'm not going to excoriate all men and say, maybe we need to teach them self-control. We got self-control. We got self-control. So I didn't understand where he was going with that. I don't understand where he was going with that. And then it led me to this. Oh, before we do that, I gotta, so you'll know, there's another panda bear. Here we go.
Asks you, what do you bring to the table? What did you hear him just say?
Reduce yourself to a list of attributes I can use to assess your potential to improve the quality of my life. But please keep in mind my ego will not allow me to respect any value you have that exceeds my own.
See, the man was asking, if when you ask a woman what she brings to the table, what is he really trying to say? What is he asking you? He jumps in and says, oh, well, he's asking you to bring all those attributes, and he brushing his beard, and no matter what you say, if it exceeds his own, he's not going to listen. That's some BS. That's some BS. And you see, she liked everything he said. That's what a panda bear does. A panda bear. That's what he is. He knew that they would like it. And a lot of these dudes, they do that for likes. They do that so they can build up their YouTube and all that. I don't care about all that. I'm doing this for fun. This is just fun for me. It's relaxing. It gives me a chance to talk and share gear and have fun. But ain't nowhere in the world that when a man asks you, ladies, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's going to get you in trouble. He's asking you what qualifications. If I wanted to make you my wife, in what ways do you think you could be a good wife to me? Am I right, fellas? In what way are you a good wife for me? That's all he's asking. And it's a simple question. And now that makes her devoid of even answering that question. I don't need to answer that question because no matter what, you're going to think I'm too good for you and you're not going to hear it anyway. And so now men, we're left. We can't even ask what you bring to the table anymore. We just got to be like, oh, yeah, no matter what, just come on. I'll pay for everything for you. You ain't got to do nothing. Don't worry about it. That's what we left to deal with, fellas. Which brings me to this. I'm going to tell you, there are several types of women that you should not deal with. There are several types of women that you should not deal with, men. Several types, and we're going to cover them today. This is men talk right here. We're going to cover the several types of women, the types of women that you need to run from. Run. Don't. The first type is the one you don't want to get with the sneaky ones. You don't want to get with the ones that listen to their friends give them bad advices. If give them bad advice, listen to their friends. If their friends are always giving them bad advice or they always talking about some other man, that could be you next. I saw something on Wendy Williams that drove me up a wall. I couldn't believe this happened. One of my friends sent this to me. Kiwan, thank you, brother. He sent this to me. Check this out.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Kendra. How you doing?
Very well, Kendra. How can I help you?
So I've been married for 6 years, and me and my husband just had our first baby girl about 9 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So before we were married, he promised me we would have 2 kids, and now he doesn't want any more. My friends think I should trick him and stop taking my birth control. What do you think, Wendy?
I'm embarrassed to say this because I don't like spousal lying. However, men have never been in control of our bodies. We're the ones in control. I'm not going to suggest that you do that, but look into my eyes and tell me what I'm saying. Okay? He promised. Wait, can I just take a quick poll? Clap if you think that she should trick him. My people. Up next, everybody. How do you handle a sassy 2-year-old?
And that dude sitting there looking. He looked lost. I can't believe all the women that clapped because this woman should trick her husband into getting her pregnant. Stay away from them kind of women. You look it up. If you are a woman with me and I saw you in that audience and we were together and you were clapping, you better believe when you called, you wouldn't be able to get through. No. And I was seeing your text. Now, I saw your Wendy Williams. So you're the kind of person that would trick me into something. I tell you I'm not ready. Listen, if he tell you he's not ready, and I've been asked this question before, and it was asked, how many children do you want? And I said, as many as I can financially take care of. I do not want to go back from where I came. I left that place. I don't want to go back. But if you keep on having kid after kid after kid, I work in childcare. It is not cheap. And even though my boss has done great things and said she's not going to raise the price, and I admire her for that, but the other childcare is not cheap. And if you make the kind of money that I probably will be making, and that I'm not going to put my business out here, but let's just say I'm not getting vouchers, which means I have to pay for it. Okay, so I'm paying for it. I got 3 kids. And because she wanted kids, you want kids, but I want us to be able to have a comfortable living. So if that means we got to have kids based off, and as we build and get more money, then we can have more children. Don't force me into a situation where now I got to pull my head out and I'm looking like George Jefferson because I got to take care of kids I didn't want. That you don't do that. That's unbelievably despicable to say I'm going to keep, and you got all these women saying, yeah, you should trick him. That is foul. Stay away from those kind of women. Facts. Here's another kind of woman you should stay away from.
Them shoes ain't it. You ain't got no forces or nothing. We can't do the flights. That's the fly.
How the heck you going to be superficial? You up here looking like Lucy Liu with the eyelashes all the way out here. Really? Stay away from the super goofy ones. No goofies on my squad. No goofies on my squad. That was unacceptable. Stay away from the super goofies. If she walking around here and want to talk about somebody in flights, what do you care? They are regular shoes. That's superficial. They're regular shoes. He paid money for those shoes. If he's clean and he's smelling good, it shouldn't matter. But you have to fly. What in the world are we? Listen. Really? This is where we at? Stay away from the goofies. Fellas, type. Stay away from the goofies. If that woman is overly goofy, she's not good for you because she don't know when to be serious. She don't know when to be serious. When it's time to be serious, you can't depend on her to be serious because she spends so much time being goofy. No goofies on my squad. No goofies on my squad. We can have fun. I'm goofy every now and then, but when you consistently goofy, that's a turnoff for me. Stay away from the goofies. Stay away. Here's another woman you should stay away from, fellas. So, this lady decides that her and her boyfriend got into an argument because she wanted to wear something. He didn't approve of what she wanted to wear. I'm going to slide up, pause, and I'm going to show you what she had on. Hold on. This is what she had on. Look at this. This woman decided to leave the house with something like this on, assuming that this is what she wanted to wear. What do you call it when a woman, you're a man, and you say, hey, sweetheart, I don't think that's respectable. Because if you are a man with purpose, you want your woman to dress in a way that's classy. Not like no down home school marn, but you want her to be classy. Fellas, your woman about to go out with her friends. What your woman's about to go out with her friends, right? And she puts this on. What do you think? What do you think? She got the Kazumbas out. This is not a dress that's made for, this doesn't say, I have a man at home. That doesn't say that. That says something else.
She belongs to the streets.
That's what that says to me. So if a man asks you, hey, babe, hey, don't wear that, babe. I don't appreciate that wear. Could you wear something else? I mean, I know you're going out with the girls, but that's a little bit too much. And if she give you any lip, that's called being unsubmissive. You don't want an unsubmissive woman. That's a problem. And you say, well, he ain't her husband. She not his wife. That's true. But if she walking out the street with her gazumas hanging out, she ain't your woman either. I keep saying, if they're not going to be submissive to you right now, then you shouldn't give them, they shouldn't benefit from no part of what a marriage would be. Because in a marriage is the only time you would, forsaking all others. Fellas, stop getting in these committed relationships with these women don't want to be submissive to you. If she can't even do as much as say, let you drive your own car, and she something like this that you definitely disapprove of, she want to leave the house with it and think it's okay. Nah. Put the gazumbas up and we can talk. But if she walk out the house with the gazumbas, then you need to be thinking about something else. That's not the one for you. Avoid women like this. That is not wifey. That's very inappropriate. This reeks of a woman that's in the streets. She for the streets, my boy. And if you sit up here and you, okay, baby, it's okay. I'll see you when you get home. I'll see you when you get home. But if you ask her, why would you wear something like that and you know I'm here? What reason do you have to go out with that on? What reason? And she gonna give you a whole lot of lip, a whole lot of attitude. And for some reason, let me move this out the way because I'm about to get heated now. For some reason, I'm learning that some of y'all ladies think getting loud, getting cussing and acting crazy, do you really think that gets your way long term? Do you really think that works for you long term? Honestly, does that work for you long term? It really doesn't. It makes people look at you like something's wrong with you, you crazy. It doesn't work. So when a man who really cares about you, and now this is what he gets. Men, take note. Take note. This is who you, listen, I don't want to hear all that. None of that, but no. If she acting like this, when you ask her to do something, if you saw her, and it's okay you like what you like. What you liked in her, what you saw, is what you wanted to be with. Now, if she was a hooker before, when you got with her, why would you even think that she gonna change for you? That was the problem with Megan. He thought that she was gonna put all that away. No, she just posted a picture. Somebody just posted a picture of what she had on. Oh my God. She ain't looking like she's sad right now.
She belongs to the streets.
No, he do look like. This is what he look like. Seriously. Because you come up in my crib, the second you get back, your stuff gonna be sitting because I'm not moving in with you. If anything, you here with me. I'm not gonna live with no woman. You gonna come to my place. I have enough space. But you ain't gonna come in here telling me what's what. If I ask you, because I'm never gonna demand you. The kind of person that I am, I'm gonna bring it up to you. And I wanna see how you gonna roll with it. And not as a game. I wanna see. If you're not submissive to me, I guarantee you when you get home,
Get the stepping.
I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. I don't play those games. I don't. And you don't need to play it either. Man, you need to start putting your foot down. Put your foot down. Put them down. God dog it. Put them down. Leave my crib. Men, start being men. Don't let these women run you. Because here's the thing, they won't respect you if you are a pushover. They don't like pushover because while they at the club, he weak, he did that. Because it's almost like they want you to act like that, but you ain't got to act the fool. Just put your foot down. You leave this house, then you are telling me you don't care nothing about how I feel. And you grown, you can make this decision, but understand for every decision, there's a consequence. You leave this house, there will be a consequence. Guaranteed. Let's move. There's another woman that you do not want to mess with. Another woman. Listen, fellas, if you see a woman like this, run.
Get your shit.
I'm not calling nobody.
Okay, well, then you're going to have to sleep outside.
I'm not sleeping outside. No damn well.
Okay, baby.
You go to the courthouse and you get me out
of
here.
Okay, baby, we'll see. What thing?
Straight up. What you mean we'll see?
What thing?
We gonna see. I'm not going no damn well. I stay here.
Because one thing about it, a nigga ain't finna embarrass me in front of a bitch that don't motherfucking like me. I should have
motherfucker I embarrass you. Nobody embarrass you yet.
Why is you texting that bitch?
What you mean why I'm texting her?
Why are you texting her? Look at what you doing. You texting her. But why are you texting her? She don't like me. She want to fight me. She want to kill me. Why the fuck is you texting her? No, she don't have no beef with you. Oh, you defending the bitch. No, I'm not defending her. Oh, you defending the bitch. Oh my God, this is so crazy. You just don't understand what the shit that's going in my head right now. Come on. React on everything. Reacting. You and on top of that, you unblock the bitch. You unblock the bitch. My stuff. No. Get your PlayStation. You go. I'm not playing with you. You crossed the fucking line. That's it. That's done. Bitch, you getting the fuck out. Call that bitch. I want you to touch something in my house. Bitch, get your pants off. Fuck you. Malika! And I'm gonna get rich. Malika! Fuck, nigga! You going to jail. That's it. Get out of my house. You going to jail. Get the fuck out.
Stay away from those types of women. Women, stay away from scallies. Stay away from the scallies. He's a clear scally. That reek scally. I mean, there is no way you can't see that's not a scally. He was a scally. But the thing is, she was on something else. Fellas, listen how this woman talked to you. She real aggressive with that bass in her voice. Because like I said, some of these women, they want to be men. Women, when we say, ladies, when we say women with masculine energy, it's crazy. Some people thought that was a man, but that was a woman. Some people thought that was a man. That's that masculine energy. You need to tone that way down, way down. Stay away from those type of women because this is where you're going to end up because she attacked him. She started fighting him. He started swinging back. You could avoid all of that by just not dealing with them. I desire a woman that's classy and feminine all the time. The second I see any of that, it drives me up a wall when I see a woman act like that. Bro, I hate it. Oh my God, I just can't take it. I just can't. I don't like it. I don't like it. It drives me up a wall. Everybody thought it was a man because of the way she behaved. That could have been avoided. And I feel sad if it was children in the house and he was a scally. She said, come get your PlayStation. What PlayStation was that? Was that the 2? That, man, I mean, for crying out loud, what was you playing? Mario Brothers? I mean, what in the world was that? That little flat thing, that wasn't no PlayStation. What was that? I don't know what that was, but he was clearly a scally. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. That was a woman, though. That was a woman. That was a woman. All day. But fellas, I know y'all like that. That junk is only fun when you 20. When you get to be 35, you're starting to come into your own. You're starting to understand what you want and what you're going to do. At that point, you need to decide what kind of woman you want to be with. And that's not it. You cannot bring her. If you're trying to be a millionaire, which probably won't happen, but if you're just trying to be successful, right? You're trying to be a business owner. You're trying to rub elbows with those that matter. You can't bring women like that around. She's an extension of you. And if she over here talking about bro with those fan lashes, man, that's not good for you. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Stay away from those types. Here's another type you need to stay away from. And I know this gonna ruffle some feathers, but hear me out in the end.
Cause some of y'all, you got a boss nigga or a bad bitch attitude and you talk that shit, but the things you've allowed yourself to sit in, be involved in, the stuff you've allowed people to take from you and use you for, with the fact that you've had no boundaries, you're not that bad of a bitch. You're not that boss of a nigga. You're not that bright, if you ask me. You don't understand balance. You don't understand change. It occurs naturally. Variables is something that is in life over everything. Relationships, work, money, business. And as things change, as people develop, as they regress, as they grow, the things they want and the stuff they own be different. Y'all don't want to talk about this kind of stuff. These are the things y'all want to overlook. This is stuff you don't want to have a conversation about. And then I told y'all a little while ago, times have changed from 20, 30, 40 years ago. Hence the reason why the amount of households that are being led by single mothers has grown. Hence the reason why a lot of dudes nowadays that have been raised by single mothers got bitch tendencies because you ran off all the daddies, or maybe the motherfuckers was, you picked the wrong ones to where you picked ones that they weren't even ready to be a father because they ain't even have a father in their fucking life. And it's just a generational cycle being repeated. But times are different now to where women are wearing a leadership masculine hat outside of home. And when they get home, they don't know how to turn that shit off. And for a lot of the dudes, they want a lot of women that have a leadership hat or a boss bitch hat outside of home. But they don't know how to balance at home to be able to be with a woman like that. Because you won't be able to handle her like you would handle a bitch that don't got nothing going on. Balance.
Why would I need to handle another adult? Why is it that we're the only ones, fellas, we're the only ones that are required or asked to handle another adult? For the record, men don't want you to lead us in any way. We don't want you to be, we understand that you may have a leadership, but it's a certain kind of lead. You can lead with grace. You can lead and still display a host of feminine energy. Just because you're a leader don't mean you got to act like a man. Don't mean you got to walk around and talk and degrade people like a man. You don't have to act like that. Men with purpose don't like it. We don't. We don't. And most of those women you see being boss bees, they ain't by themselves. Or they got simps. They got simps. They ain't got no men because men don't deal with that. Not the kind of men that they would want. It's because when she come home, she don't know how to turn it off. She's so used to running the show. So a man like me, that's going to be a problem because the first thing I'm going to be like is, who you talking to? Because that's how I am. I'm not going to allow that in my crib. That's not going to happen. And I love you to death. I do whatever. Trust me. I could be that. But the second I see, no man want a man. We're not gay. We don't want a man. We don't want no parts of nobody acting like a man. And she said, don't know how to handle that part that stuck out with me. And I'm not with that. I'm not with that whole masculine energy. You should never display it. You should never have it. You can lead without doing that. I know plenty of women who are in leadership positions, but still know how to keep their femininity. They know how to do it. That's a chore. And it's unfortunate. Why are we talking about fathers not around to teach their sons? These mothers not teaching these women how to be women. They teaching them how to be men. Oh, we got to do both. You can be a good parent and not act like a man. You could be a single mother, not act like a man. You could do that. Problem is, the men, have you ever thought that maybe those boys that grew up with women, they don't know how to handle a woman because you wouldn't act like a woman with them. They so used to you acting all crazy like this one right here. You stay away from those because she was speaking some truth, but look how she carried it. Did you even sense? The only thing that was feminine about her was her kazumbas. Because this lion no hair, just the nails clacking like Freddy Krueger. What was good? Men know. That's not the one you want. But I know the way you look because you look at that and you bouncing all around. The first instinct, the first thing that gets a man with a woman is her physical appearance. But once you hear her talking, no. Stay away from that one. You run as fast as your feet can carry you. Because the way she talking right there, you have to put yourself in that position. Sooner or later, that's going to be you. Sooner or later, that's going to be you she's talking to like that. That's going to be you she's going at. It's going to be you she's cussing at and calling a basic B or, man, ain't nothing worse. A woman calling a man a B, I don't know, but for men like me, that gets my blood boiling. I hate that because now you being confrontational. But she seemed like the type that'll do that. They get all up in your face like that last video, and then next thing you know, that's me, and I'm in jail. Please come bail me out. Stay away from those. Stay away from those. So we done covered a host of ladies, and even more that we've covered. A whole plethora of women that you do not want to be with. A whole plethora.
All right, now what you say? I ain't gonna show your face. What you say you did?
I wasn't in college, but the other dudes were in college, and it was 20 of them in the room, and they were all from the Bahamas, from the same location. and I fucked every last one of them.
You
All
fucked
you
20
saw,
dudes?
yes,
20
all you
dudes
saw, at one time? Yeah, at one time. I swear to God.
Okay, so did you nut like a lot of time, or like it was?
With 20
I was
dudes?
on my back. I was on my knees. I was standing up, and then I had some sitting down, and I was bouncing my ass like while my back was turned. I rolled, got on top, bounced up and down. It was all the ass smacking around. It was one ugly ass dude that tried to come in, and he thought that he was because he got butt ass naked. And I said, skirt, get out the room. You cannot be in here. No, but everybody else. Cool.
Boy, them niggas like that trying to throw your car while you in it.
New documentary.
And guess what the thing is? My pussy is.
Now, did y'all see the blonde hair? You see the weave from hell? We don't. No commentary needed.
A lot of people got something to say about the fact that I got 6 kids with 6 different men. So I'm just going to tell y'all why it is better to do it this way. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month. If I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one. $340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040. So why don't you have 6 baby daddies?
Y'all see this crap? Y'all see this?
This is bullshit.
This is what I'm talking about. This right here is why the system needs to be reformed. But they won't because, the government gets their cut. That's the only reason. But this right here is the reason why they need to change this. This law needs to be, they need to do something about it. Remember, I thought it was fake, but it ended up being true with that girl actually taking trying to get pregnant with the sperm of somebody's condom, and he put hot sauce in there. Good for you, bro. Good for you. I don't know which one is the clap over here, but if I had the clap over here, I definitely would use it. Good for you, bro. I just played my music. One day I'm going to find out which one is the clap, though. Pause. Let me see. Oh. Wait. There it is. There it is. The clap is on. Yeah, he needs a round of applause. He put hot sauce up in there. Me, I probably would have put hydrochloric acid. But that's just me. If she would have tried to do that, boy, well, I would have known. It'd have been like Aliens versus Predator in that mug. And I'd have ran in there, oh my God, the acid just burned through her body. Well, wait, I put that acid in my condom that I just used. How did you? Oh. But this stuff right here, these are the kind of women. These are your choices, dudes. This is why it's okay. You look at a woman, you think she's beautiful. That's fine. Now that first one with that blonde hair, But this one, we don't know what she looked like under the mask, but she may be pretty. Maybe. But when you need to talk to her, see what her head is. But you stay away from this one because she got 6 babies by 6 different dudes. She ain't getting married. That's absolutely not happening. Let's go.
I started my day off with some Starbucks. I got the strawberry refresher and a bacon, egg, and cheese Gouda. It's my absolute fave. Then I went grocery shopping. I just grabbed a few things to last like 2 days. I'll probably go grocery shopping again tomorrow. When I got home, I grabbed some wine and I headed over to my workspace. I'm working on this project and it's turning out really, really great. So I'm really excited. My friend came over and we actually switched phones and like matched for each other on BLK. So that was really, really fun. I let my cats in. I love them so much. This one right here is my oldest and that one is my youngest. I then prepped dinner. My man said that he wanted pasta tonight. And while he was at work, I went on a date. The restaurant was really...
Whoa. Did y'all catch what happened here? She has a man. And while her man was at work, she cooked for him, met up with a friend who was over the house, and then went out on a date with another dude. Y'all ladies think y'all got it so hard, and I won't argue. But I would present an argument that men have it just as hard. We have it just, this man is at work, and she went out on a date with another dude.
Really nice, great conversation, and the food was delicious. So I really did have a nice time. When I got back home, I finished up that pasta that I was working on earlier. It was really, really good. And I served it to him for dinner. We watched a movie and then we went to sleep.
Okay. Scylla, I could probably agree with the open relationship because ain't nowhere in the world. I wish you would. What you do outside, that's fine. Hey, as long as I don't know, hey, you got away with it, baby. You know, you get a round of applause. But if I come in my house and I'm not for the pull out what's going on up in here, seriously. But somebody said, "Uh-oh." Okay. So somebody said they know how to play the game. They know how to play the game. I would agree, but they don't know how to play the game like that. I don't think. I think most of the time we know. We just want to act like we don't. It's usually right in your face. You know something up. If you got that, men got it too. We got instincts. We know what's going on. Like I said, we just ignore it. I don't really think that they play it better than us. But she was good. She got over on him. But she probably got him wrapped around her finger. But I want to know if he was doing the same thing, how would she feel about that? She probably would be very, very upset. Babe, why would you cheat on me? Well, when you went to, you think I didn't know about that date? Think about it. You went to an open restaurant with a dude. It ain't like y'all just did something and it happened late at night. You was at a restaurant. So you don't think I saw that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's go.
Well, here's an interesting story. So last night I went to this swingers club in Atlanta and like dead ass like this shit's like no other shit. Like it's dead ass a club that you go and fuck in. Like literally you go in the club, have drinks. There's just a bunch of dudes walking around in towels and you can literally just go in a room and go fuck anybody. Like meet strangers and go fuck. Like that shit is crazy. And I went with my boyfriend and my girlfriend and they let me get slayed. Dead ass.
Wow.
Shit's crazy. Hey bitch!
You had me thinking that she was my baby for 7 years. You don't need worry to tell you that. Come on now. And I feel like you're making jokes about this whole situation when this is serious. I'm so hurt right now. I can't believe you would do this to me. I was there when she lost her first tooth. I helped her with her homework. We spent so much time together. And you still lying on his phone when a DNA test came back and said I am not the father? I can't believe you would do something like this to me. All right. All right. You know something? You know something? You wrong.
I don't know when they do something like that, pleading with them, telling them that they're wrong, that doesn't help either. Either way, whether it's a man or woman. At that point, pleading with them and try to get to their good conscience, it's not the card to play because they did this to you and they didn't think nothing of it. So if they had any conscience or any good decency within them, they first of all wouldn't have done it. But even when they did, they probably would have owned up to it and said, "Oh, I'm wrong" or whatever. But as you can see, the daughter of 7 years, he was raising and she never even told her. This happens. This happens a lot. This happens real shows like Maury Povich, they get over on stuff like this because you are not the father because of stuff like this. Fellas, I'm showing you this because I want to show you this is what you dealing with. You out here, you trying to date, you trying to do the right thing. You went out, you got you a job, you trying to do the best you can. You work every day, you're not committing crimes, you try to do good for your community, and you're trying to find a wife that you can build with, but at the very end of the day, your choices is slim. There are 1 in 4 get married for a reason. For a reason. A lot of them, they got good reasons. You stay away from them because this is what they like that. And the only things that they go to, they gravitate to those platforms that tell them everything that they're doing is good. Everything they're doing is good. You ain't got to do nothing. A man, no matter what you want, man, no matter what you want, no matter what you desire, we have to accept what they put out. But we have to be everything that they want. You need to start thinking about that. Men, make your choices known. Put it, screaming for the mountaintops. This is the kind of woman I want. I don't want her to weigh more than me. I want to be able to hold my arms around this woman and hug her. If I cannot do that, I don't want to marry you because they don't have no problems. And the women that do this kind of stuff, they get away with this all the time. She should go to jail. But until they start, they're not going to put them in jail. I think if you make a man pay child support or you let this man believe that he was the father of a baby that you knew couldn't possibly or maybe not be his, they need to put you in jail. And then you see people stop. But until they until these women stop benefiting from it, the system, this will continue.
So wrong for misleading me like that for all these years. I'm so hurt right now. But it's cool. You want to take everything as a joke? Karma is going to come back to you.
For a year and a half, you're with another man, correct?
Correct. Not for a full year and a half because
Basically,
there was months and months in between there I didn't do anything.
But you did fuck him, correct?
Correct, but not...
Did you fuck him?
You asked me that question
already. How many times?
What do you mean how many times?
How many times? Altogether?
30, 40.
What?
Okay.
But it wasn't in 2014.
Okay. And then after
she belongs to the streets.
6, 7. You asked me that question already.
Thank you.
I come home 2 days early to this, bro.
Oh.
All in the drawer. We get married we supposed to get married in 2 weeks. Where you at? You at home? Where?
In 2 weeks.
I'm at home right now, bro. Bro, what's this in your drawer?
Why are you at home?
What's this in your drawer?
Wait. Are those Magnum condoms? And why is he calling her bro? I don't like that either. But that's something scallies do. Why you call women bro? Bro, what's this? Bro, you don't talk to a woman like that, bro. I'm calling you bro. You don't talk to a woman like that. Try saying babe, sweet babe, what's this? Babe is easy. Babe, what's this? You know what I mean? Don't say bro. Unless, of course, you want her to be a bro. She got a strap on somewhere. But anyway, let's go.
What's on my jewelry?
Bro, quit playing me like you. I'm not stupid, bro. What's up? What we doing?
Why are you popping up today early? Like, why are you home?
Bro, what you mean popping up? I live here, bro. We get married in 2 weeks. What you mean popping up?
Off Saturday, so why are you?
It don't matter when I'm supposed to get off, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm about to go crazy. I'm really about to go crazy right now, bro. Where you at?
I'm about to call you back. Hold on.
Bro, quit playing with me, bro. I swear to God, bro. Hang up.
Now, man, she hung up. She hung up. All that stuff found in the drawer, she hung up. Do y'all listen? I'm trying to move, and I'll be done. I promise you. We almost at the end. But do y'all know hanging up on us in that moment? Do you not know the anger that man is feeling at that point? That anger, I sensed his anger. I sense his anger even there. You playing those kind of games and you got these big old horse condoms up in here and I'm trying to ask you what's going on because we're trying to get married. Fellas, I'm telling you, it is rough out here for us. It is rough out here. You hear all the stories and I'm going to get to that. You hear all the stories. We hear all the stories. Men ain't this, men ain't that, and men ain't this. How much proof do you need? It ain't just, it's men get it hard too. Pause. Wow, mega pause too. Jesus. But you get what I'm saying. We have it just as hard. You got women out here with these dang on Fred Flintstone size condoms up in her drawer, and he asking her what's going on. And trust me, I know what that feels like when you asking her what's going on and she not answering you. You like, babe, what's going on? Babe, what's going on? That silent treatment, that act like you don't want to talk to us, that does wonders on us. I'm telling you now, I can feel his anger. I can feel his anger. And y'all always say, who hurt you? This hurts. She hurt him. Now, I don't think he should bring it on to the next relationship. But I think he going to think long and hard before he get to that point again. Or he going to go elsewhere. He going to go elsewhere. And you know what I mean by elsewhere. If he feel like he can't, he going to go somewhere else. I say stay away from them types anyway. The way she talking, you don't marry that type. He sound kind of young anyway. But she clearly...
She belongs to the streets.
Let's go.
Are not the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
He's not the father, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I was like to say I apologize. I apologize.
His voice is kind of...
I'll accept your apology.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Jerome, I'm ready for the next envelope, please.
I don't think he's going to be the father.
What next envelope?
This next envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of McKinney versus Brown, when it comes to 11-month-old Amira Brown, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Brown, you are not the father.
I think like even watching a man spend his money, like recently I was at the strip club and watching a man spend his money even on other women turns me on. You know what I mean? It's just like, it makes me feel like, wow, like you're a boss.
I think you need therapy. I mean, I'm just serious. Like, you have to.
Why do I need therapy for getting what I want just for living?
Okay. If you're a woman who could get turned on by a guy for other reasons, and then you also get turned on by a guy spending money on you, I guess I could understand. But when you say you only get turned on by a guy who's throwing money at you, I mean,
that's like the first thing, and then then I'm curious now. Who like? Okay, you're hot, big dick energy. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, she got the eyelashes, y'all. She got the eyelashes. Those are the types of women you don't want to deal with, fellas. We just ran down a whole list of them. Was there any woman in there that you said, oh, I would be with? I would marry her? Gold digger. These are the kind of women that a lot of us come across, believe it or not. And then you get the entitled ones, the ones that feel like just because I'm a woman, you get everything. I should get everything, Then you got the ones, I already covered the goofies. You got the super churchy ones that everything got to be Bible. They listen to Mahalia Jackson while we procreating. You got those crazy ones. It's just so many. Fellas, be clear of the kind of woman that you want. Now, I saw a video that it blew my mind. And it was posted in a group where it was mostly men. That's why I saw it originally. But let me let you check it out. This is what I'm talking about, what women want from you. Fellas, the type of protection that women need is very simple. They want you to cover them spiritually, especially if they're in church. If they're not in church, you can just scratch this out. I don't know how y'all feel about dating women that are not in church, but I only mostly deal with church people. So you can say they want you to cover them spiritually. They want you to cover them emotionally. They want you to cover them physically, protect them. They want you to cover them financially, and they want you to cover them mentally. So what does that even mean? Spiritually, that goes without question. The man leads in the house. I know that doesn't fly well with some of these women. I'm not going to be on you much today, but it doesn't fly well because that means you have to submit. But some of them, it's like a cuss word. They'd rather take the other word that rhymes with the second syllable of submit. They'd rather you call them that than to submit. That's crazy. But the second part, emotionally, she may need you. She needs you for emotional strength. You love her, you romance her, you kiss her, or whatever, all that stuff. That goes without saying. Physically, you protect her. You put your life on the line. And for your children, that's your job, to protect her. She needs to feel safe in her home. A lot of women do feel safe. They know if something pop off, that man is going to jump up. He's going to take care of it. And then, of course, financially. A lot of women care about that, believe it or not. I mean, you wasn't getting no shine until you had a job. And if you in the average, a lot of them, if you in the average, 42,000, some of them be like, oh, that's broke. I just can never understand how you could call a man that work 40 hours a week broke. I mean, he can make more, of course, but anyway, financially, yes. Mentally, you first have to be smart to be stimulated mentally and protected mentally. A goofy cannot be protected mentally because you have no intellect. So for you to say he needs to be covered mentally, you need to be covered mentally, you need to be on that level. Goofies don't apply. And y'all need to stop choosing those goofies, man. Because she goofy don't mean she good for you. No goofies on my squad. No goofies on your squad. But here's the problem with that, ladies. I just shared all this. But guess what? We knew this already. We knew this since the 60s. So every song has been about this. Every song has been about a lot of this. Men, we've been hearing this for a long time. Am I right, fellas? We've been hearing about this. How you need to protect them and cover them financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually if you in church. We've been hearing this. This is nothing new. But if I ask 5 women, what do men want? They'll tell you what they think you should want. Or they tell you what you think. We don't care about your money. We don't care. The stuff that men want, you think is shallow. Some of y'all would think, well, if a man desires his woman to look a certain way and to be sexually attracted to him, you would say that's shallow. So we should just accept you however you present yourself to us. That is the problem. We know what you want. I just said it. And if you ask most men with purpose, they would tell you these are the things that they want, more or less, maybe not, in that order or using the exact same words. But if you was to think exactly the same thing, we all know that. It's been beaten to our heads forever. But you don't know what we want. So we spent our whole life doing what this dude did in this video, and it was all beautiful. The song was beautiful, but not once did we ever see anything she did for him. That's entitlement. It reeks of entitlement. So while you loving it, this is what you want from him, but you're not willing to do the minimum for him. What is he getting out of this? That's what we mean when we say, what do you bring to the table? We are prepared to give you all of this. What are we getting? It look like we getting the crappy end of the stick because we get to get what you think we should have. All that stuff that matters to you, that's not the same. We're not the same. We're not wired the same. Men, you need to start telling them, this is what I want. This is what men wants. You can't even tell us. We want consistency. What does that mean? We kind of want you to look the same way. We understand all of us going to pick up weight, but we don't want you to look like you can wrestle well. That's not what we want. That doesn't make us shallow just because we want a certain thing. That's dumb. We want that. Because we don't benefit from your finances. We don't benefit from your degrees. We don't benefit from nothing else. So if you can't even give us, and even a little thing like submission, we got to earn that. So on top of showing you everything, now she would probably submit to him, maybe. I've seen guys do everything he's done. I've seen guys do everything this man has done, and still she wouldn't submit to him. She getting ready to go out the house with that dress like this girl had on, and she still, you don't own me. What is he getting out of it? And yes, I am passionate about it because for decades, we're hearing what you want, but no songs about what men want. No songs. There are no songs that hit the top 10 that says what men want. None. No songs that reached the top 10 that specifically said what a man want. But y'all don't have no problems. We don't want no scrubs. Okay, we'll go out and get a job. You want us to love you. Okay, we'll do that. You want us to do that. You want us to be loyal. Okay, girl, we can't do this. We're going to be with this one person. But that one person, do you know, now here's where it gets sticky. Do you know what that means when you say you're going to be the only woman we make love to for the rest of our life? That means no matter what we see, you are the woman that we need to be with. And don't get this thing twisted. Sexual intimacy is important, especially for a man that's functioning. Because if that man laying on top of you, he thinking about somebody else that ain't good either. We're not doing that. Fellas, make it known from jump. This is what I want, because they don't know. And I don't even think they even care at this point sometimes. I mean, I get something to ask me, what do men want? What do y'all want? But are you really ready to hear the answer? Are you ready to hear the answer? She said it took her 3 years to prepare to be a wife. It took her 3 years. That's what she said. Just like being a husband it's a job, but the only difference is we don't get to prepare on the job. We don't get to learn on the job. We got to have our junk in a row. And here's the thing, that monogamy part, y'all want that before we marry you. You want that before we marry you. You want that before you submit to us. Some of y'all want that before you even cook. I've heard preachers tell women, don't even cook for this man until he marry you. But you get to benefit from us not being with somebody else and just choosing you. It's an unfair deal. But seriously, this is something we need to work on. Everybody, fellas, now we need to start making our requests known. This ain't church. You know how they say, make your request known. No, we need to do that. Because like I said, we don't benefit from none of that stuff that they think we do. If you're a man making above average and you already can take care of everything, you got your own crib, you got your own house, you got your own car, you got your own jobs, you doing it out here. That money don't mean nothing. I got 4 degrees. And what does that mean? That don't mean nothing. Because if you can't make it to come in this house, you got to climb up some stairs. If you can't even make it past stair 3, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So what kind of woman do you want, man? Outside of your ladies, we gonna see you before. You need to look the part. What we see, no man out here telling you, oh, the ugliest woman I ever seen in the world, but I want to make you my wife and make kids with you. That don't work. They don't do that. You got to put in the work just like we got to put in the work. If we got to bust our tail going to the job to get money and get money for our children and for the house and pay bills, the least you can do is look halfway decent when we come home. And if you don't have kids, there's absolutely no excuse for you to look like that. None. Zero. If you out here and you look at yourself when you come out that shower and you don't look like somebody that's presentable to a husband that you don't even have yet, then you need work. You got to work on that. You do. You got to work on that. Or else you're going to be by yourself and you're going to have your dog. You're going to have your dog. That's what you're going to have. And be by yourself. And that's fine if that's what you want. You have no excuse. You got all the time in the world. You have no kids. That man going to work. The least you could do. I mean, most men like myself, I pretty much keep a clean place. So you really wouldn't have to do much cleaning behind me anyway. Unless I'm getting ready to go out of town, then yeah, it's going to be an explosion. But if I'm here, you mostly ain't really got to do much. You really don't. Most men like myself, we take pride in having a pretty decent crib. You know, you come in, you know, it's cleanish. But that's not what's up, y'all. This is the kind of woman that you want, though. There is a kind of woman that you want. Where is it? I got it somewhere. Here it is. Like I said, most women want a man that's already successful. But a strong woman will be a part of his struggle, survive it, succeed it together, and build an empire. You want a woman, especially if you're not a man that already has it. If you don't have your own crib or you desire to have your own crib, or you desire to have a better crib, you want a woman that's going to help you build. If you don't make above average money where you can't sustain a family and bills by yourself, then you do need a woman that then her degrees actually does matter. But most of the time, the kind of man that some of them want, then it doesn't. But if you that kind of man, you do want a woman that's going to help you build. You do want a woman that's going to be with you through the struggle. She understands that you don't have it now, but she sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And here's the thing, a good woman can show you that light that you don't even see because she becomes your light. She becomes the bright spot in your day where you look like you cannot go on and I'm done with all of this. I'm giving up on life. Your wife can be that bright light until you see the light that she sees at the end of the tunnel. She married you because she sees the potential in you. She married you and submits to you because she sees the potential in you. She's ready to build with you. That's the kind of woman that you need. The woman that's not out here making you look stupid. The woman that doesn't talk about you to her friends and how inadequate you are in every aspect, including sexuality. You don't need that kind of woman. This kind of woman loves you down to your dirty, filth-stained drawers. She loves you all the way to the end. That's the kind of woman you want. That's a ride or die chick. But she got everything that you want. Now, having said that, men usually are realistic about the kind of woman now, but the kind of woman that you want ain't Beyonce and ain't these other women that's going to put you in a broke house because you can't afford them. You have to be realistic about the woman that you can get. If you broke, you can't be out here talking about, I don't want no woman with no meat on her bones. Actually, this is what you got. You can't eat steak, bro. You got to eat nuggets. And you should be happy with your nuggets. But these are the kind of women that you want. You want builders. I got friends that are builders. They want to help you build. They want love. You want somebody that's going to be on your team. You want somebody that's going to help you build. You want a woman that when you come home, you got peace. Even though y'all may have children, it's still peace in the home. Your children are well behaved because she helps you in that regard. You got a nice meal on the table. She helps you in that regard. You having a rough day. She asking you. She's helping you. She's encouraging you. That's the kind of woman that you want. None of the women that I present, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Be realistic. Men, go home and look at your portfolio. Go home and look at where you live in your car and everything. And go home and look at and think about where you are right now and where you can realistically be in 2 years. Then you can assess what kind of woman you should be looking for. Because if you out here trying to look for those model types, that ain't for you, bro. And you shouldn't be trying to do that anyway. And you're going to like what you see. I understand that. But I'm saying being realistic about that. Be realistic. Men mostly are. Sometimes it's our sisters that get this thing twisted. You want a Morris Chestnut, but you only qualify for Fat Albert. And that's the real. These are the kind of women that you want, fellas. Builders, supporters, submissive. These are the kind of women that you want. You don't want no masculine man either. If she telling you what's what in the harsh way, you need to get up. That's not it. And you're not married. You don't owe her nothing. That's the beauty. That's both ways. Until you are married, you don't owe them an explanation. You be like, you know what, this ain't working. We need to go our separate ways. Boom. It's just that simple. Marriage is the only time where you have to sit there. And let me bring this up. I want y'all to type this in. Just say it. Just when you get a chance, look it up. It's called tu quoque. Y'all know what tu quoque is? It's called tu quoque. Quoque. It's Latin. That word usually means, we use that when we are debating. That means when somebody, say for instance, I'm single, I'm not married, and I'm giving relationship advice. I don't care if I slept with 14,000 women that's not my own. That doesn't mean what I say is not true. What makes me mad about this elite class of married people that think that just because they married, that gives them the license to say, oh, you ain't married, you don't know what it's like to be married. A lot of issues that happen with marriage is really dealing with morals and communication. It's the same thing that everybody deals with, but you live in the same household. Now, there's some aspects of marriage that we won't understand, but respect and honor and being submissive and being cooperative and having communication skills, that doesn't require marriage. And somebody single can give you good advice that can even help you in your marriage if they smart enough to help you. So you can stop all that elitism thinking, oh, I'm married, so you don't even need to, you're not qualified to talk about this. That is BS. I can talk about it because I can see things that maybe you can't see. I don't have to be married to know you shouldn't be cheating on your wife. I don't need to be married to know that maybe if you had communication skills, you could work through things. I don't need to be married to know that maybe you should honor him first and be submissive and not be trying to do things your own way. I don't need to be married to know that. I don't need to be married to know that. So y'all can stop with it. Anybody with common sense would tell you that's dumb. That's dumb. We need to stop doing that. No, you can learn a lot from some single people because if for nothing else, they can teach you how to buy a dog. Because if you keep listening to some dumb people who are married, considering that most that we lead, I'm talking black people, especially church people, we lead in every demographic in divorces. What really talking to a married person could mean nothing now. It'd be like, so-and-so is married. She can help you. Who? Who? She just got divorced last week. The last dude that just divorced Megan Good, he was married. He was giving all sorts of advice. Now what? Does that disqualify him for giving advice now? Because he's divorced? It's dumb. It's very dumb. That's tu quoque. Tu quoque. Go look that up. Spelled TUQUOQUE. Tu quoque. We need to stop doing that. Get advice the best way you can. Married couples, you don't just shun single people, because if for nothing else, they can tell you how hard it is to be single. You should stay married and work it out. You can learn something from anybody. So anyway, did y'all... Exactly. Wisdom doesn't need, and some things, I agree, some things are common sense. Some things are common sense. And some things, wisdom doesn't need a ring. It doesn't have a ring. You either have wisdom or not. Some people are naturally wise. Some people can think of stuff and really help you out just by analyzing what's going on. Some of those people are not married. Believe it or not, a lot of them are not, because a lot of people can't take what they push out. I hope y'all can understand that. Fellas, I hope y'all understood everything that I said. This kind of women that you don't want. And just because she look good, that gets her to the table with you. Your table. Not what she bringing. She just needs to show you that she's wifey material. That's what you really want. Not what she brings to the table. Is she wifey material? Depending on where you are, financially, mentally, does she mesh with you? Can y'all build together? And if you already have your thing built, can she help support you with what you're trying to do? I just showed you many ways that women you should stay away from. But there are plenty types of women that you could go for. There are. So we just need to find them. And ladies, you need to make yourself presentable. Make yourself findable. And these men with purpose, they will find you. I hope you can understand that. I had fun tonight. Did y'all enjoy the show? We had fun tonight. I like talking to the men. The ladies joined in, but I had fun. I got something to show y'all Monday, okay? Monday's going to be fun too because, listen, I got some stuff to talk about Monday. We're going to talk about, I can bring you into the world. We're going to talk about exorcisms Monday. Exorcisms, because I saw one. It's going to be in Preachers Going Wild. I saw an exorcism. It was crazy. And we going to analyze this thing. And I want y'all to bring y'all Bibles Monday. I never thought I'd say that. It's almost like we having singles ministry on live. We have a singles ministry on live, and that's okay. But I want y'all to bring y'all Bibles Monday. Bring your Bibles. Let's talk. Because I want to show y'all some things that what I saw was disturbing. But we're going to see, is it biblical? What happened? Is this what we should be doing? And how do we know when somebody actually has a demon and when they just, some people, I work with children and I've seen all types of children. And some of the ways some of those children act, you think they have a demon. Is this what we saw? Let's talk about it. All right. So Monday, I'll be talking about our recording, New G's recording. We'll be talking about that. We'll be going Preachers Going Wild. Ladies, I got one for you Monday. It's going to be fun. Okay. I really, really thank y'all for joining me, man. Y'all could have been anywhere. It's a Friday night, man, and all of us at home. I feel kind of bad, but not really, because I get to rest. And I enjoy doing these for you. I really do. I enjoy you guys hanging out with me. You could be anywhere else. Trust me, I really, really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. But we'll be back at it Monday on our regular scheduled time at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock sharp Monday. Okay, bring your Bibles, because we're going to dig into this thing. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Have a great one.